to put your questions there or your comments. Thanks a lot. I think before I read the comments, let me allow Anne Migwe. I can see your hand is up. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. I hope you can hear me. I would like to thank TJoe for the great work he's doing and whatever he has done. Also, I'm very grateful to know that I've been inviting different people, and today I have my lovely niece and my brother in the meeting. I'm very happy. And also the other thing goes to TJoe. TJoe, I would like, mostly we get to self-doubt because of fear of unknown. How can we curb that? Because especially if today also, maybe you can join the two questions. The other question will be, how did you transition from work now to self-employment? You see, like that, for someone to do that, you may be fearing what will happen. I have bills to pay. I have loans to pay. How do you risk? I think if you can, because that go hardy with self-doubt. I think if you can answer those two, I'll be very grateful. Thank you all.
Thank you so much,
thank you, Anne.
my friend Anne. And thank you also for connecting me to this forum. Now, in the words of Lao Tzu is one of the greatest Chinese philosophers. Lao Tzu says this: do the great things while they are still small, and do the difficult things while they are still easy, because the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Then Thomas Edison also taught us that opportunities are missed out by many people because they come dressed in overalls and they look like work. Yes. Oprah tells us that everything that happens to us in life is an opportunity for us to choose love over fear. And of course, the word of God also reminds us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but has given us a spirit of love and sound mind. Yes. If you do what you fear doing, then you can do anything. Yes. If you do what you fear doing, then you can do anything. So fear, in my first book called Between Me and My Exploits, I give the definition of fear, or the solution to fear, as face every appearance realistically. Yeah, face every appearance realistically. The moment you got into a room that has got lights switched off, or the moment is a blackout, some people tend to get afraid. Unakuta mtu anaangalia chini ya kitanda, kuangalia kama maybe there's a thief somewhere. They want to just check everywhere just to make sure that things are okay. But the moment you switch on the light, you find you face every appearance realistically. Those things that you're fearing, in essence, were not there. Yes. And the moment you allow yourself to play the fear card, what happens in essence? You withdraw your permission to be who God created you to be. Remember, everything in life that happens to us is an opportunity to choose love over fear. So are you going to allow yourself to play the lesser version of yourself on account of what people will think, on account of what people will say, on account of failure? They tell us that if we need to fail, we need to fail fast, and we need to fail forward. Remember, there's nothing like fear. There's nothing like failure. Failure is only an opportunity for you to learn how not to. And of course, the moment you allow yourself to fail fast, then of course it becomes very important. Yeah, for you, it becomes very easy for you to learn as early as possible. So Anne asked the question of how come I left the banking sector. I came to realize that I am a leadership bridge that connects individuals and groups of individuals to their higher self. My purpose is in the area of strategy and leadership. I help in leadership development. Yeah. And in my years of serving in the bank, of course, I could hear something deep within me tell me that I'm wrongly positioned. And for that reason, I started off the journey of personal discovery. Yes, I went through several courses, which helped me to really get connected to who I am. And after praying and clarifying with God that indeed I'm supposed to resign from the bank, this time I was in finance department, finance and strategy. And this is a place I really desired to be because of the CPA and the BCom things, yes. I really asked God, why must you allow me to be resigning? And of course, he told me that I should untie the colt. The master is in need of it. He clarified to me that that's a place I was supposed to have been. So I started off the journey of preparing myself how to step to the place of purpose. And of course, the first one was to look at my income and ask myself, how am I going to replace the income that I've been getting? Yes. By that time, I had facilities of around 3.7 going to 4 million. I had to ask myself, how am I going to service these facilities? Yes. And all those other kind of things. So I sat down, looked at the gifts, talents, and special abilities that I have. Yes. And after that, of course, I had to come up with a way of how will I make it out there using these gifts, talents, and special abilities. I got mentors, individuals who could hold my hand out there. The main person who did that for me was a gentleman called Pepe Minambo. He was in the public speaking arena. And of course, I started off, we did a lot with him. And eventually I got stable and continued with my consultancy thereafter.
Wow, thank you very much, TJoe. I think, you know, you are answering, and I want to believe everybody is hearing what I'm hearing. You know, that addressing that fear that is always within us. I'm sure if we did a sampling, the 40 of us that are here right now, most likely there are many who are just, you know deep within your heart there is where you are and there is where you really feel you should be, and the gap between, you know, I mean, between the two looks too close and too far at the same time. You know, you don't know. I mean, the boldness just to take that step, because yeah, I confirm. TJoe was a colleague. We used to be part of the same fellowship, and I knew, you know, if there are those people I used to admire, you know, in finance, in, you know, holding some good position, then you just hear somebody has just woken up and resigned. Then you are wondering, are you nuts? You know, I mean, you are wondering, where are you going? And it was not a small bank. We are talking of a top 3, you know, in this country. So when you are in some of these senior positions, you are wondering, how can you step out? But how many of us are feeling the same? You are feeling, yeah, there's something much bigger that I could be doing, and we are not doing it. Yeah, this is, thank you for speaking to us, and you can be sure you are speaking to the right audience. Thank you very much also, Anne, for asking that question. Let me go to the chats here. I can see Dr. Gloria is telling you, sharing own authentic story calls for vulnerability. Teddy is saying, which exact activities can one do to get rid of inferiority complex? Now, this is being specific.
Okay, that's a very good one. And just as a joiner to that question, I would say that inferiority complex really dented my upbringing and my growth. I remember in primary school performing quite well, top 10. But the moment my atmosphere changed, yes, and it changed, of course, quite early in life. I had very huge struggles. It became worse when I was taken to a boarding school. And going to a boarding school, at least it gave me a reprieve that I've left my family and I'm in a neutral zone. But worked so hard to go to a national school. And this time my prayer was to go to a school called Mangu. By God's grace, I managed to go to Mangu High School. Form 1, Form 2, performing very well, top 10. Form 3, bad things happened. I picked the wrong subjects. Remember, I was still fighting my inferiority complex. I was still trying to prove to the world that I'm not who you thought I am. So from being top 10, I picked subjects which I was not good in just to prove a point to the world that I can do aviation and pure sciences. From top 10, I became number last, 43 out of 43, yes. It was very hard for me to accept it, that this guy who was top 10 at last has become number last. My dad used to play golf. I remember that time we could go to Railways Golf Club and all these other golf clubs, and you'd be very proud of his son. This is my son, TJoe. He's in Mangu High School. Life was good, and I was enrolled to play golf at that tender age. But the moment I became number last, of course, things changed. became very hard for him to accompany me, for him to go with me to the golf club, yes. And of course, he thought I was dealing drugs. For that reason, nakuta, the pocket money I used to be given changed. I could now be given 50 bob. We used to live in South Sea, given 50 bob. Naulizwa from South Sea to town is how much? I would say is 50 bob. From town, Nairobi CBD to Mangu, before you get to Thika is how much? I would say 50 bob. And I would be given 100 bob. No pocket money. Why? Because he thought I was dealing drugs. It was very hard for me because I knew I was the organizing secretary of the CU that time. And how could I be confused for someone who is dealing drugs? Now, the second term, holiday was also not very good. I worked so hard, first term. No, the second term became number 42 out of 43. At least nilishinda mtu mmoja. Getting back home, it was not business as usual. This time I was taken to Buruburu, some place where I was supposed to be checked by a psychologist, a psychiatrist, to find out whether there is some withdrawal syndromes, because he still believed that I was dealing in drugs. But getting back to school in that term, my French teacher called Rabou Fujir called me and told me, Je voudrais que vous êtes le président de le club français. I want you to become the French club president. And I told him, in this school, you can't become a president of a club if you are not top 10. He told me, c'est toi, Joel, c'est toi. That means it's you, Joel, who's going to become the prefect. It's you. He got me, akanipeleka mpaka kwa gate. It's almost half a kilometer. By the time we're getting back, I was convinced that a number last can become a captain, a club captain. Getting back after 2 weeks, my house mistress called me, akaniambia, I want you to become the house captain of a dorm called Old Boys, one of the dorms in that school. I told her it's not possible. Nikapatiwa 2 slaps, ile reverse call. Unapagwa ipande alafu inaenda na nyuma this side. I told her, Madam, before you hit me again, I am going to become the prefect. And of course, I was taken to the staff room. I was taken through the interviewing process, and I was given the prefect position of that dorm. And I wondered, how can they give a number last prefect position? And from that point in time, I started asking myself, how come these people believe in me and I don't believe in myself? What is it that they've seen in me which I've not seen in myself? Of course, from that point in time, I came to realize that the moment you're suffering from low self-esteem, inferiority complex, you want to pull everyone down. I remember selling nilikuwa number last. I was wishing watu wataumwa na tumbo siku ya exam ndio at least nishinde mmoja ama wawili ama watatu. Yes, you could wish evil things to others. Why? Because it feels bad to be down. Yes, they tell us that if you fall, don't face down, because if you face up, you can get up. Yeah, so face up. So getting someone up called Mr. Rabou Fujir and this madam called Miss Suchi, yes, they really helped me believe in myself. From that point in time, my inferiority complex took a twist. I started wishing other people well. I started praying well for other people. I started accepting the grace that I had. In as much as I was becoming number 42 or 43 out of 43, I was still doing very good in maths. I was still doing very well in French. So I started focusing on the areas of my strength. There could be someone listening to me here. Maybe you're not appreciative of your height. You expected to be 7 foot or 6 foot, but you're 5 foot and you're not happy as a result of that. There's someone who has got an accent and is always betraying you. And what is not happening? Yes, and you're not happy about that. There's someone, maybe you're not happy about your tooth, your dental formula. The moment you focus on what you don't like about you, then you're going to bring yourself down. How about you focusing on your strengths, focusing on the things which are working right on you? I started focusing on my French. I looked for those people in my class who are not performing well in French, and I started teaching them. I started looking for those who are not performing well in maths. Nikaanza kuangaria. The more niliangaria, the more good things happened to me. The more I started wishing them well, the more I started understanding. So it was not supposed to be any man out there to come and change me, but it was supposed to be me to sit down and question my thought pattern. And of course, the following term, things changed. I got from position 40s. Yes, I got to 30s. From 4s, got to early 30s. And I was hoping that KCSE itasukumwa kidogo so that at least I get to the 20s and top 10 back. Yes. But by God's grace and mercy, I qualified, went to do my BCom finance, got second upper. And I told myself I continue wishing other people well and enrolled for CPA. That's why I met my friend who just spoken. And I started wishing other people well, sitting with the ones who are not doing well in my areas that I was doing well. The moment I wished them well, good things came my way. Went back again to school, started doing my master's in leadership and strategy. And I would say the same strategy has worked for me. Yes, started wishing people well, and of course, working on my areas of strength, not comparing myself with any other person. And I would say that gave me opportunities to travel Asia, South America, Africa, and all these other places. Yeah. So the moment you believe in yourself, the moment you stop comparing yourself with others, the moment you commit your plans to God, and of course you allow God to take center stage in your life, the moment you accept you for who you are, then the world is also going to accept you. But do I say, today I was in NTV, yes, I don't know how many of you managed to watch, and I would attribute all this to you accepting yourself for who you are. So the moment you call yourself blessed, the world will start calling you blessed. Everyone is performing to the music that is playing in their minds. Some ladies, ukiona miaka imefika 30s, you tell yourself you're not good enough. Nick Vujicic, the gentleman without limbs, tells us it's a lie to tell yourself you're not good enough. It's a lie to tell yourself you're not worth anything. So the moment the conversations change in your mind, everything else is going to change about you. So know yourself, believe in yourself, be yourself. Yes, don't try to be like every other person. Invest in yourself, such programs like this. Change your associations. Those people who don't believe in you, those people ambao wanakudharau wakikuona wanaona tu mapua ama wakikuona tu wanaona mfupi, do away with them. Yes, and of course connect with God. The moment you connect with God, then you're going to manifest the genius in you. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, TJoe. I think Teddy got more than she asked for, and all of us. Thank you very much. I think, I don't know, there's a way you are just connecting, connecting with the deep parts of us, and I want to believe the way I feel is what the rest of us are feeling. I think every time you give personal stories and personal encounters, it becomes very, very real. And thank you for, as Gloria said earlier, being vulnerable and sharing this for our benefit. Because I mean, when you tell us you could come from, I mean, who admits that they have been 43 out of 43? Hata kama, I mean, some of us, we are worse, but we don't want to say. We just want to ngara up. So I think it's wonderful to see somebody who admits and tells us that you can come from as low as that up to NTV today. I wish I could get time to see you earlier during the day and discussing budgets. I thought it's only discussed by the, the who is who. Kumbe, you are one of those who is who. It is great to have you, Joel. Okay, now, Liz Shiko is saying, so precise. I like the flow of the topic. I would like you to dig deeper into the issue of anxiety. I find myself so tensed when I'm called up to speak. I am a choleric and always feel confident, but before saying a word, I feel undefeated by, is it undefeated or I'm defeated by anxiety? I sweat a lot and even talk in some shaky, funny voice. How can I overcome, please? Did you?
Okay, that's a wonderful question. Now, according to one of my good friends called Dr. Kinyanjui Nganga, he says that people with low self-esteem fear being exposed. And of course, fear of failure, extreme anxiety, fear of rejection, it's not a good feeling, sorry state of affairs. What are those things that really get you to that space of anxiety? The moment you find yourself in the space of anxiety, you find yourself doing three things. Number one, you want to become a pretender. You want to act like a person who you are not. Yes. So if you find yourself always pretending to be who you are not, they lied to us to fake it until you make it. Of course, you should not fake it until you make it. You should be it until you become it. Yes. So the moment you find yourself pretending or ignoring a fact that is already there, that shows that there could be signs of inferiority complex. Then others, they get themselves to the space of acting in spite of the fear. Yeah. And of course, the last category embraces the fear. Remember, we said this: if you can do what you fear doing, then you can do anything. Malcolm Gladwell talks about the 10,000 hour rule. The moment you find yourself fearing something, how about you getting yourself to the space of doing it over and over and over again? I liken this to a space of a dog. Maybe there's a new dog that has come to your estate, yes? And anytime the dog barks, you run away. Maybe it could be a toothless dog. The moment it barks, you run away, yes? Then day 2, you get close to it, it barks, you run away. Day 3, because you've already accustomed yourself to running away the moment the dog barks, of course, it's going to chase you. How about you telling yourself, the moment it barks, I'm going to hold on a bit. I'm going to come up with a way of attacking it, just in case it decides to attack me. Alafu utakuta imefungua mdomo, and eventually you'll find maybe it doesn't have any teeth. Yes, it is a toothless dog. You find most of the things that we fear, someone else has overcome them. Yes, you fear public speaking. Someone else, of course, started off by fearing public speaking. I remember when I left the bank, I joined a public speaking academy, and eventually we became tutors with my friend Pepe Minambo. We've also done a lot with Dr. Kinyanjui Nganga. Yeah, na nikiangalia most of the people who are my students in the academy, over 100 of them, wale wengi waliingia wakisema that they cannot stand in front of people. Mtu anasimama, they sweat a lot, yes, as a result of maybe some inferiority complex. Others could be as a result of fearing to be judged. Yes, they tell us that fear of public speaking is one of the top 2 fears on earth. Some people fear it more than even death itself. Now, in matters public speaking, and of course, I've talked about this in my second book, Go for Gold, The Art of Asking Right. Yes, you can talk to me in case you're interested to get your copy. One of the good things that you ought to do to yourself, especially if you got those panic attacks, number 1 is work as hard as possible to work on your self-confidence. How do you up your self-confidence? You up your self-confidence by practicing. Yes, practice. So before you get to your audience, work as hard as possible to make sure that you practice. Rehearse as many times as possible. Rehearse in front of a baby. Rehearse in front of a mirror. Yes, the moment you do it over and over again, it becomes a norm. It is at your fingertips. Then the other good thing, look for an individual in your audience who is smiling. Someone ambaye haogopi watu, someone ambaye anakaa very relaxed. And of course, use that as your energy bank. Yes, mwangalie, and of course, the moment you look at such kind of a person, you're going to get your energy back. Then the other thing is, don't be too self-conscious. Some people are afraid of shrubbing. Allow yourself to be you. Just tell yourself that everyone is having fun with your conversation. Jijaz, jiambie kila mtu anafurahi what I'm saying. Have a good melody playing at the back of your mind. Remember the last time that you did a speech and people talked well about your speech. Let that become your screensaver. Kwa hivyo ukiongea saa hii, unakumbuka X said good things about you, Y said good things about you, and on account of that past success, you're going to play that tape, and of course, your self-confidence levels are going to be there. Then the other bit, we always tell people, breathe in, deep breaths in and out, get yourself relaxed, yes? Take a walk, get yourself relaxed. The moment you get yourself relaxed, it becomes very easy for you to do that. And of course, if you're gotten to speak something that you are not prepared, don't make it long. Make it as precise as possible. Yes, if you're given such opportunities like the one that you've been given today, don't do 70 slides. Do as few slides as possible so that you can give people opportunity for them to connect with you. Yeah. So the moment you follow those few tips, utakuta fear and anxiety eventually is going to be kicked out of your space. Realize that nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Those things that you fear, the only thing that you're supposed to do to them is to get yourself to the space of understanding them. Realize that fear is the enemy of logic. Sometimes if you ask yourself what you're afraid of and you really question your fear, you'll come to realize that those things that actually you're fearing are not supposed to be feared. So nothing is supposed to be feared, only understood. Question your fears. Question the things that have been causing you to doubt yourself. The moment you question them, you'll just find them that they were empty bubbles.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you very much. Hey, okay, that's nice, and clearly a lot is happening. Let me go to the next person is Abulwa. I think that you've already responded to that. He is saying, thank you for the great presentation. What is the simplest remedy to anxiety for a reserved person? You've already responded to that. Teddy, again, she says, what do you exactly mean when you say we have to invest in ourselves? Maybe in a sentence.
Yeah, in a sentence. So investing in yourself is every single day come up with an audit, a self-audit. Look at the areas that you're not doing good. For example, you're not doing good in communication. Look for a program on how you can improve your communication. You're not doing good in social skills. You're not able to socialize, interact with people. How about you looking for an opportunity of, how about you looking for a person who is doing well in that area? And of course, maybe working with them. The moment you associate with such kind of individuals, you'll have worked on yourself. This program, the youth mentorship program, is helping us to invest in ourselves, maybe in the area of career, maybe in the area of communication. It could be in any other aspect that you're looking for in life.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Teddy, I want to believe that has been responded well. And then going to Waidera says, thanks, Mr. Joel, and your presentation was precise and effective. I have realized I have been a victim of low self-esteem due to self-doubt, and through investing in myself and also being connected to God, I'm improving. My question is how to present myself in the world in a way which is not overconfident, which will leave me with self-doubt. I hope you've gotten that. How to, to present myself to the world without being overconfident and to leave and end up leaving myself in self-doubt.
It's always good to have your vote. It's always good to have your vote. In other words, I remember when Christ was talking to his disciples, he asked them, who do people say I am? Of course, he knew himself, but he really wanted to clarify from other people who he was. The moment you've not taken time to identify who you are, then you're going to work as hard as possible to become like other people. So what are those things that make you you? What is your brand? What is that thing that people are going to talk about you when you leave the room? Now, the moment I know who I am, I'm going to work as hard as possible to be that individual forevermore. When I'm doing purpose classes, I tell my students, imagine yourself attending a funeral, your funeral, and in that funeral, someone has stood up to do a speech about who you are. Your spouse has stood up and given a speech about you, your best of friend, your colleagues. What do you expect them to say about you? Is it the kind of thing that you really thought that they should be saying about you? If it's not the thing, write those things down, yes, and tell yourself, I'm going to work as hard as possible from today. Give yourself an assignment to work on those things. Let's not live our lives as if we are here forever. Nona, every single day, give yourself action points with regard to who you really are. So the moment I've understood who I am, it's going to be very easy for me to present my authentic self to my world. I'm not going to pretend for people to know, to take me for a person who I'm not, but I'm going to be that person who I am, because I know the purpose for which I was created and the kind of things that I'm supposed to achieve. And of course, the statement that I would like everyone to say about me once I am gone.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Imagining somebody was reading my, okay, that's a good one. Wow. Thanks, TJoe. Wonderful session. As a man thinketh, so he is. That is Gladys. Abulwa says, your story is encouraging. Such a great testimony. Thank you. Waidera again. TJoe, I'm happy to hear that there is a genius part of me when I connect with God. Great lesson there. Teddy here again. Thanks so much, TJoe. It's quite encouraging to learn that something can be done to improve one's self-esteem. For some time, I thought low self-esteem was inborn and a genetic issue. Wow. You want to comment on that? That's thank you for the discovery, Teddy. Okay, yeah, you can comment on that as we go towards winding up.
Yes, low self-esteem is not inborn. In my second book, Go for Gold, I talk about 3 things. 1, you are the way you are because of your nature, your temperament, your personality. That's how you are wired. Then number 2, your nurture, how you are brought up, Number 3 is your choice. And of course, the greatest of them all is your choice. We are who we are by choice.
To allow TJoe to make his closing remarks, and then we wind up.
So from me is to say, once again, thank you very, very, very much for this great opportunity for us to be together. Keep up the great, great work that you are doing. So my parting shot is that what lies behind you and what lies in you is nothing compared to, no, what lies behind you and what lies ahead of you is nothing compared to the greatness that lies in the inside of you. And of course, the world is going to call you what you call yourself. The word of God is very clear on who you are. You're blessed, you're anointed, uplifted, and highly favored. So choose the kind of report that you want to believe and go out there to face the world. May the world forever celebrate the greatness in you. Give yourself the opportunity. So as I mentioned earlier on, I'm an author of 2 books. The first one is a personal leadership guide. It's entitled Between Me and My Exploits. I think I'll be sharing on the WhatsApp group, the links. Then the other one is Go for Gold, the art of asking right. And this one we are talking about how to ask right from yourself, asking right from God, asking right from the people around you, asking right from nature.
God bless you so much. It's been a wonderful, wonderful session. Thank you for sacrificing the time and the resources, the preparation. God bless you so much. You have a lovely, lovely night.